It was a Tuesday, around 4 o'clock, after my 7 to 3 at Dunkin' Donuts. Feet swollen to the size of bear claws. Still 102 outside. Santa Ana winds drilling into emotions, messing with nose hairs and the way hearts beat. 4 inches of rain in a year. Everything. The edges of leaves, lawns, the ends of sentences, all fried and sizzling. And Frank, he's coming home at 5, expecting a full home-cooked meal. Yep, summer fun in the San Fernando Valley. And my hair, so dry, it stuck out like an electric halo, like I was plugged in or something. So I dug into a jar of lanolin cream, first ingredient, water, and I slathered it on my hair. Nostalgic for past boiling evenings when it'd just be given that Frank and I would take the pickup over to Sparky's for the AC and some beer and a couple of laughs. But after his brother did himself in, something broke inside Frank, and he became a pacing, chain-smoking, nothing's ever right. Okay, I'm just going to say it. Jackass. And he was wearing me to a frazzle. So anyway, I also rubbed that lanolin on my flaky skin, which, by the way, Frank used to swoon over. He'd draw, ooh, soft as a chamois I use on my pickup. And he'd stroke my back, my thighs, and yeah, those were the days. So anyway, I take a couple of bags of frozen peas and I hang them over my shoulders to cool me, and I put some water in a saucepan and I flip on the TV. There's another goddamn fire. It's close, but still, far enough away to be somebody else's problem. And the reporter's saying that it's a deadly combo, that the hot wind and dry air, any little thing could spark it, and they're thinking maybe arson. Somebody riding shotgun with the wind. What I want to know is how the hell can they figure that out? So the peas get warm. I hack them open with a butcher knife that couldn't kill a worm and trickle them into the pot. And I poke up in the Pillsbury biscuits, because Frank only thinks he has to have homemade. And I plop them on the cookie sheet. Sweat is drenching my body. So I unhook my halter top and I let it fall to the floor, and I lift my breast up to the fan. Oh man, the fire, it's spreading. A woman is screaming, her dog's trapped, and I'm thinking, why do people live in the path of danger like that? Get themselves all trapped and secluded, positive, it'll never happen to me. It's just stupid. 5 o'clock. Raw chicken in the sink's making me sick, and I just cannot get myself to turn on the oven, so I take the biscuits out back to the picnic table. Sun is fire, after all. Let it bake the biscuits. Well, sweet meat, what's going on out here? It's Frank, sweaty t-shirt plastered to his chest, face red, eyes as blue as the flame of a pilot light. We cooking outdoors? Yes, I say sorta. As a burst of wind lifts my lanolin-coated bangs, not cooling me a bit. Frank, he's swaggering over. That look, pulling at his mouth. I cover my breast. He can't possibly want it now, but yes. His lunchbox clatters to the ground, and here he comes, straight from my tits, sucking like a starved bear cub. And I'm wishing that I could just unzip my skin, step out of it, and hand it to him. Just let him do what he wants with it while the rest of me flies up into the sky where it's gotta be cooler. I say something about the neighbors. He said, screw the neighbors, bubbles of sweat rolling down his nose, dribbling off his chin. There is no stopping him now. So I back toward the rocker swing, trying to position myself. Kiss me, baby. His breath stinking with cigarettes and coffee, and I'm yearning for those soft, slow, old-timey kisses. But hell, I guess it's just easier to dive in. So I say, okay, sure, Frankie, as I open wide for his tongue, still maneuvering toward that swing. Oh, baby, you're so hot, he croons. Actually, I was boiling. My shorts were plastered against my fanny like sopping toilet paper. His knee pushed heavily into my thigh, and I adjust as the wind whips up, spins around Frank's pants, now bunched up at his ankles, his work boots scuffling against the brown grass, dust jumping like sand crabs. I got some deviled eggs in the fridge, I try, but he grunts and pulls down my pants along with my panties and glues himself to me with sticky sweat, belly against belly, and he's in and out and in again, crying, "Go, baby, go!" And my back is grating against the metal of the swing, sucking in Frank's smell like burnt firecrackers. Hot damn! He explodes inside me, moaning like a camel. As I'm reassembling, wriggling to get those damn shorts over my fanny, he tells me to put them biscuits in the oven, baby. Sun's not gonna do it. What, he's still wanting a hot meal? It's blistering. Yep, have to fight fire with fire, he says, and that's because he's a heat zealot. He likes and loves jalapenos in everything and Tabasco on ice cream. Inside the kitchen, nothing's changed. Except maybe it's hotter, I don't know. So I shove my breast back into my halter top. I thrust the biscuits in a 350-degree oven, and I face that lifeless chicken in the sink. And Frank struts in, bare-chested, cocky, heads for the fridge, his Coors, sits at the table, turns up the TV, and calls what he sees on the screen a beautiful bonfire. He's watching it like it's wrestling, and he's participating. I'm seeing just sadness, personally. I mean, it's flames weaving through a hillside of trees, a helicopter circling an A-frame, a lone striped umbrella on a deserted deck engulfed in smoke. Serves him right, he mutters. Serves who right? Whoever. You know, it's probably best we never had kids. All those miscarriages, thank you, Jesus. I get the chicken frying and am contemplating putting my head in the freezer when he announces they fired me. I sit on that a spell, stare into the pot, mushy peas boiled to death. Fired. Again. Chicken spits grease, I jump back, jab it, and ask, trying to iron out the quiver, why they let him go, smothering my raging panic. But the landlord keeps popping into my head, slithering in unannounced, surveying me like I'm hot trash. Next time, he told me, you're out on the street. Frank says he wasn't let go. Jack fired him on the construction site in front of everybody, saying that Frank's attitude sucked. Called him a troublemaker. Duh. Frank says, hell, he don't know what trouble is, but he's about to. Frank's devil-may-care, tinderbox temper, bad boy attitude used to turn me on, ignite my passion. I remember sometimes. But his edginess was getting kind of creepy. On TV, a reporter standing by a small clearing near the road, marked off by yellow crime tape. Intentionally set, she shouted. Major burn, 500 houses, 2 deaths, evacuations, arson, unidentified blue pickup spotted. That's some powerful stuff right there, Frank says. He's bouncing his leg, slaps his thigh. Hot damn, Malibu bastards on sacred Indian burial grounds. Now they're gonna pay. He flicks his lighter, he lights a cigarette, grumbles about rich bastards thinking they run the whole fucking world, and then the chicken starts smoking, and I switch off the gas, barely saving it, doing the best I can, and get a steaming plate to Frank, who, still enraptured with the fire, starts inhaling his food. I mean, who is this man? I'm all feverish and dizzy, desperate to lie down or spring across the table and just slap that cigarette out of his mouth. But I settle for taking a deep breath and sitting across the table and asking real sweet if he got the money Jack owed him. I was going for calm. But hell, the electricity was going to be turned off again. Eyes still fixed on the fire. He says he's not going to beg, that they can keep their damn money. So I'm supposed to understand here that he walked off the job with no money. He claimed money's not the issue, that it's the principle. And then the wind swooped in and it knocked over some shit and slammed the door. I put my hand over Frank's fist and I ask him what he means. And that's when he grabs my arm and he pulls me nearly across the table. So close I can see his clogged pores. And he says, I mean, nobody will ever disregard me again. Nobody. Never. Understand? This feeling, it's been growing inside like ants stinging, a searing voice whispering, lit up my prefrontal cortex. Jack's construction site? Somewhere near Malibu. And Frank's pickup is blue. And the truth is, it's not the heat that'll kill you, it's getting trapped by the goddamn smoke. So I swallow, nod casually, because sometimes the swiftest way out of something is in slow motion. Sure, Frankie, I understand. Butter wouldn't melt. And he released me. I opened Frank another beer, kissed him real gentle, go back to the sink and wash, dry, put each pot, plate, and utensil in its place, including that dull butcher knife, which could indeed kill a worm if necessary. Put it in the top drawer, easy to reach. Anonymous calls can be made. My plan included throwing clothes in a bag while he slept that night, and $133 hidden in a shoebox behind the washer. One bus fare to Oregon, where it rains.